world had narrowed to the taste of Sebastian's mouth, the heat of his hands on my face, the solid press of his body against mine. 4 years of silent yearning dissolved in the span of a breath, replaced by a dizzying, urgent reality. When we finally broke apart, gasping for air, the dorm room felt different. Smaller, charged, ours. Sebastian's icy aloofness was gone, melted away. In its place was a raw, stunned warmth, his eyes wide and dark as they searched my face. A faint, disbelieving smile touched his lips, the killer smile I'd only heard about. It was hesitant, a little crooked, and it completely undid me. "So," he breathed, his thumbs tracing the line of my jaw. "That happened." "Yeah," I managed, my own voice rough. "It did." My gaze flickered past his shoulder to the glass tumbler, still sitting on my desk where I'd dropped it. The purple flowers seemed to glow in the monitor's faint light. A new, potent curiosity buzzed under my skin, mingling with the aftershocks of the kiss. Sebastian followed my look. The smile faded, replaced by a flicker of that earlier apprehension. "Liam, you have to admit, it's a fascinating variable," I said, a grin tugging at my mouth. I felt bold, empowered by his confession and his kiss. The power dynamic had shifted seismically. "We have a magical biofeedback loop sitting right there. Don't you want to know the rules?" "I know the rules," he muttered, releasing me and running a hand through his hair. "The rules are, it's torture. Delicious, excruciating torture. But is it just one way?" I pressed, stepping around him to pick up the cup. It was warm, almost body temperature in my hand. "Can you feel it when you touch it?" Before he could answer, I did something impulsive. I brought the cup to my own cheek, pressing the smooth glass against my skin. Sebastian jolted, a sharp gasp escaping him. His hand flew to his own cheek. "Fuck, yes, I can feel that. It's soft, warm." My heart hammered with a scientist's thrill mixed with something far less clinical. "Pressure? Temperature? What about—" I lifted the cup and gently tapped it against my forehead. "A little knock," he said, his voice strained, his eyes glued to my movements. "Stop it, Liam. This is weird." "It was already weird," I pointed out, lowering the cup. "Now we're just gathering data, for science, and for, not accidentally killing you." He snorted, a reluctant laugh. "How considerate." I grew serious then, placing the cup carefully back on the desk. "Sebastian, this is serious. What are the limits? Is it only when I handle it? What if Tyler picked it up?" He leaned against his desk, crossing his arms. The pose was familiar, but the openness on his face was not. "I don't know. My grandmother was vague. She said the bond was to the one who holds your heart through the vessel. The intent was for you to use it. I have no idea what happens if someone else touches it. Probably nothing. We should test it," I said immediately. "No," he said just as fast. "No testing. No experiments. This isn't a lab. This is my nervous system we're talking about." "Exactly. Don't you want to know if you're vulnerable? What if someone steals your fancy cup and uses it as an ashtray? Will you feel like you're being burned?" He paled slightly. "I hadn't thought of that. So we test. Carefully." I was already formulating a plan. "We start simple. I'll put a drop of hot water on the lid. You tell me what you feel. We establish a baseline." He watched me for a long moment, conflict warring in his eyes. Finally he sighed, a sound of utter surrender. "Fine, but you're insufferable. Has anyone ever told you that?" "Only you," I said cheerfully, heading to our tiny microwave to heat a mug of water. "And only for the last 4 years." The baseline testing, as I insisted on calling it, was simultaneously the most bizarre and most intimate experience of my life. We sat facing each other on my bed, the cup between us like a sacred relic. I had a notepad and pen, which earned me an epic eye roll from Sebastian. Test 1, external temperature. I dipped my finger in the hot water and touched the outer wall of the glass. Sebastian's reaction, a flinch. Hot, a pinpoint of heat on my forearm, I think. Note, sensation location appears approximate.